I finished it off in 2 days. I finished the rest of it today.
Have you been to Maggiano's?
Mm-mm.
You would like that place.
What is it?
It's like an American-Italian place.
You said
restaurant?
Maggiano's?
Mm-hmm. It's in
Pizza place?
Scottsdale. No. Well, maybe they have pizza. I don't know. But you order, and with your entree, you get a take-home entree for like a whole entree to take home, included.
This place is amazing. Ethan, we got to go to that.
So they're like, oh, yes, would you like any appetizers? And you're like, yeah, sure, let's take this. Okay, and for your entree, and for your take-home entree. And you're like, what?
This place is amazing. We got to go.
How much?
Not
$3.50?
much more expensive than like an Olive Garden or something.
$3.50. They're cheaper than Buca de Beppo. That place fucking
Probably.
That place fucking sucks. I know.
If I've been there once in 10 years, I'd be surprised.
You can only order, like, platters. You can't order, like, singular meals. When you order something, it comes in sets of 3.
Yeah, Buca de Beppo in Italian means fuck you.
Does it?
Yes.
No, it does.
Can we get a fact check?
Jacob, can we get a fact check on that?
Yeah, let me check that.
Holy shit, it's right.
Yeah, he's right.
Let it be known, I don't have any hatred towards Kyler Murray.
Are you sure about that?
I hope he has a good recovery. Didn't he tear his ACL?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that sucks ass.
Do you have hatred toward anybody?
So when we're talking about hatred, do we mean, like, true hatred? Like,
Hatred.
I hate you as a person.
Yes.
I used to have a hate list.
You need Jesus.
A true hatred, like, I hate you as a
I
person.
might still have it.
Yeah.
When it comes to people I know, like me personally that I know, I don't think so.
Good. That's good.
I mean,
What about people you don't know?
people I don't know?
People you've never met. You can hate them.
Oh, that list runs rampant.
God.
Whoa.
Jeez.
But when it comes to the people I've known,
That's good.
I might mildly hate you for like 10 seconds.
I deleted my hate list. My bad.
That's fair.
Like,
You can really not like somebody, but then it's like, okay, I'm never going to see you again. You're gone. Bye.
yeah. I got deferred from donating today.
Because you're a server, so I can see that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all the time. I'm like, you know, I'm just like pissed. And like 10 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, maybe I was, in hindsight, I was kind of an asshole. So
Perhaps I overreacted.
I might have overreacted on that one. But yeah, I got deferred from donating plasma today. I cursed that doctor out so much in my head. In my head.
I was like,
I gotta go back there. I wasn't gonna do that there. And I was like, I'll admit I was giving her attitude. But I mean, now looking back on it, she was just doing her job. Do I hate her still?
yes.
Mildly, but not
well,
personally.
You might hate her mildly because you told everyone like why you got deferred, and they're like, huh?
Yeah, I didn't get any reconfirmation on that.
Why did you get deferred?
Because I had a bruise in my arm, and I guess because when you get a bruise, she scientifically explained it to me, and I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't paying attention, so she said, "Science, can't donate because you could potentially get clots in your veins because blood being outside the vein."
Yeah, valid.
Well, I was like, okay, well, why can't I do my other arm? And she was like,
That's not
"Fuck
how
you,
it works.
Like, we're not doing it." So,
Do you know your circulatory system circle goes
I
all
know
the way
that
around?
I have several veins. I think, honestly, I think I would have been
it
fine.
could go
You could do
everywhere.
that same one. I'm sure we'd be fine. There's a chance that it happens. That's why they didn't say it would.
Well, yeah, because if they're administering plasma or blood to a patient who needs it and there's something wrong with it, they're gone.
Maybe.
You want to be responsible for that?
I wouldn't be responsible for that.
You will be
That'd be
responsible.
whoever gave the plasma to the doctor, and then
In
the doctor
chain
giving
of
it
responsibility, it'd be you.
to. Actually, I'm not liable.
Oh, the doctor is?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder they don't want to do it then.
Well, it still made me upset. That doesn't fit my argument. Therefore, I choose to ignore that.
Super bad because then she comes out another time and she's like, talk to my other manager, and we got it to 8:07.
God, she wanted you.
8:07
number?
8:07
You
to
get her
1200.
I gotta take you out to dinner now. Thanks. Like, I have to.
But you're going to have to pay.
You're gonna have to pay though. I'm broke.
But 8:07, pretty upset. I was in the waiting area looking up like side hustles of 2023, how to make money.
How much does a vending machine cost?
You know what you could do? You could donate some plasma.
Oh yeah, I could.
Be a sperm donor. Honestly,
Why would I do that?
you can make $1,500 a month.
Okay, I don't want to donate my sperm.
Why? What's so precious about it? What you need it for? You can replace it. You bought into it.
What?
You married into it. Heads or tails, call it.
Anyways.
What do you need it for?
Oh my
Donate.
gosh. How much a month?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Everybody has their price. I knew it. 1,500.
No.
Wow, that sounds interesting now. At the very least, donating plasma, you can make like.
Okay, I don't care about the plasma. I don't like needles.
I don't like you.
Okay.
I'm still fucking here.
Anyways.
And there's a lot of wings here. I think they might have given us more than 20.
Gavin eats with his eyes.
Hey, Gavin, look at this.
I feel like there's 20 in here now, even though we've already eaten some.
We. Why do you have a short sleeve hoodie?
Fashionable.
That makes me visibly angry. I think I could kill you right now.
Do it.
Bitchin'.
And with that being said, let's start the show. And welcome back to the White Noise Podcast. I'm Ethan, joined by gynecologist Gav. He likes getting right up in there. And as always, Jacob behind the glass.
That was a little weird.
That was a little weird.
Just a little.
And the three of us back together again, like the famous Hall & Oates song I love so much and got me through hard times, like the Paramore song I love so much.
I hated every second of that. How many
That was
times
good.
I heard hard times this weekend in your car?
Yeah.
Too many.
You know how many times I've listened to In Too Deep today?
That's a good song, though.
Way too many times.
How many times have you listened to it already?
A lot today.
41?
Gotta catch up.
I'd say that's about accurate.
41?
A sum of 41?
You already won.
Oh.
You already won. I'll let you have it.
So, Jacob, I will remind you, but I will also notify the audience for the first time. Gavin and I are doing a challenge of we shuffled our playlist, and whatever song we got is a song that we have to make our number one song of the year.
Yeah, I didn't like mine, so I'm not doing it.
What'd you get? Do you remember?
Everlong by the Foo Fighters.
That's a pretty good song.
Or Foo Fighters. It's Foo Fighters, right?
Fighters.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
I originally shuffled it, and I got Rich Girl for the first one, and Gavin said that didn't count.
doesn't count.
I agreed, but I'm like, oh, that sucks. So then I got In Too Deep.
That's a good one.
In Too Deep.
So you're actually trying to do this then? What was Gavin's?
but-
I don't remember Gavin's.
Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
He doesn't know what that is. Neither did I, but it's a fairly good song.
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
What if I do it to the songs that I actually listen to on a day-to-day basis?
Well, that's what we did.
Oh,
We did?
I did it on my
I
regular
just did every
music.
song that was in my playlist.
Let me do it on the music that I actually listen to.
On my playlist, I listened to In Too Deep. Your song's not on my playlist. My song's on my playlist.
My song was not on any of my playlists. It was just I went through, because Apple Music, you can go through all your songs, right?
Yeah.
I shuffled through every single song on my phone.
Interesting.
I didn't know we were shuffling through playlists.
I don't have a way to access every song on my Spotify. So
Well-
I just went through my biggest playlist and just shuffled
I
it.
reshuffled and I got a song from like what? The
20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I
Mine
think I'll stick
is-
with that one.
Jack Sparrow by Hans Zimmer.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a banger.
I don't remember what that one is.
I probably listened to that one 50 times last
Still
year.
not going to do it, though.
Understand?
It's fun. I have a In Too Deep playlist, and I just let it shuffle as I drive.
You have it like 15 times.
When I use Spotify for our D&D groups, it just gets skewed, so I don't count any of that.
Well, that's at work. I have my Spotify for this store, and it messes up my data at the end of the year. So I disabled it for this year.
Huh.
So now,
No more data usage.
yeah. Anywho, let's get into the happenings real quick. So, got some news. Oh, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New
Jacob,
Year.
we haven't seen you since last year.
So funny. Oh, my God.
I feel like we talked.
We talked about that last time.
I was gonna say last year we totally had an episode about that.
Oh, yeah.
I was okay.
Where he hated it.
Yeah, we hated it.
I don't recall.
I think we all hate it in a sense. All right, so The Last of Us. We've talked a little bit about that here,
Indeed.
but we got some more news about that. So The Last of Us, they're planning a second season to cover Part 2's story.
What? Wait, so all of Part 2, as in like
Last of Us 2.
No. So
Wait,
they're saying
all of Last of Us 1 will be covered in one season?
That's what it's looking, according to IGN.
cringe.
No, nah.
And then,
They're
as
capping
well
it.
as The Last of Us creator, the video game creator, he said
Cringe.
on a possible third game, there's more story to tell. So there's going to be possibly a third Last of Us.
I can't wait to play the game and then watch the show. The
Is-
same exact story.
Isn't that the idea?
First season is the whole first game. How? How many episodes do we know? How many episodes are in the first season?
We don't, but that's why the happenings is supposed to. Up next, Jeremy Renner was in a life-threatening snowplowing accident on January 1st. The Hawkeye star shared the news that he was in stable condition on social media and thanked his fans for all his well wishes. And I thought that was pretty crazy because I woke up New Year's morning and saw that he was like in critical condition. Apparently, he got ran over and crushed his legs and his chest, so he had to go into emergency surgery. But it looks like he's doing better now. And that was a real.
At least he's okay.
Yeah,
he's okay.
I'm glad he's okay.
Say this could have been a lot worse.
You know, especially at the start of the new year.
I know. God, it sucks.
Wish for a speedy recovery for Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye in the Marvel Universe, and leads me to Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron.
Kick ass.
Yes.
And in Bullet Train.
Yes, he was Quicksilver in Bullet Train.
This is my favorite character.
Is he Tangerine or
Tangerine?
Tangerine? Yeah.
You guys have seen it?
I've seen
Yeah.
it.
I've been wanting to watch it. Is it good?
It's super good.
I thought it was good.
All
That's
right,
why
cool.
when
Like, I finished the movie.
Joe said it.
that's why when Joe said it was like at the bottom of his list, I'm like, how?
The bottom of his list of what?
of
2022 movies.
2022 movies.
I don't think it was the best
Wait.
2022 movie.
Wait. The bottom of his list of best movies?
2022
No, out of
movies.
all movies, he's got what was it, like at least 10 different movies, at least 10, and it's at the bottom.
In the short time that I've known Joe, we've disagreed on a lot of things, and this is yet another one. Because as I finished watching this,
It was
record.
number 19 of 21. That's where it was.
For the record, I was multiple beers deep. But after watching this movie, I was like, this was a really entertaining movie. I could see it in like top 10.
I was gonna say top 10,
Of my, like-
maybe even top 5.
Maybe not movies of all time, but like just a guilty pleasure movie. I don't know. It's like Deadpool. When you watch Deadpool, same director, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is a fun movie to watch. Is it like a good movie? Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, but I had a great time watching this movie. Bullet Train. Highly recommend.
Yeah, good movie.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
My favorite character.
He has reportedly met with James Bond producers. So there's a chance he could be the next Bond. And I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. And I would love to see a younger, kind of more action suave Bond.
We like to see it. I like that.
I would like to see it.
So that would be cool. As much as I would love Henry Cavill as James Bond, I don't think it's going to happen.
And
I want Henry Cavill as everything, to be honest.
I watched Bullet Train with Paul,
Yeah.
and Tangerine, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, reminded me of Paul, and I told him that, and he was really
Yeah.
happy.
He was really happy.
There is some remnants of Paul in there.
Tangerine and Lemon, the two, I was like, that's Patrick and Paul right there.
Fucking. I can't spoil. Never mind.
So then James Bautista, who plays Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, has confirmed that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will be his last MCU movie.
Good for him.
Damn it.
It's going
I loved
downhill.
watching him in that role. He was amazing. But
And a lot of with him kind of coming out with that, and he was in Glass Onion, the Knives Out sequel. Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about him kind of being one of the best like wrestler turned actor. And
Yeah,
I
fuck
agree.
The Rock.
right.
You're trying to?
But he's quoting this saying, "I'm so grateful for Drax. I love him. I just don't know if I want Drax to be my legacy. It's a silly performance, and I want to do more dramatic stuff."
I'm totally for that. Not to
Like
mention,
even in Blade Runner, for the little bit he was in Blade
Yeah.
Runner in 2049, he did a good job.
not to mention, bodybuilding's hard, especially when you're getting into your older years. So I imagine he doesn't. I've heard he says he doesn't like doing that. Right?
Well, it's also
It's just hard.
the makeup on Drax.
That's also would be annoying.
But yeah,
Good for him.
we'll see what Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has in store for just that slate of characters.
Dude, I want him to win an Oscar. What do you think his next role is going to be?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Crazy.
No, not for that. Like his next dramatic role. I mean, I'm down. I'm down. He was probably like my favorite character in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
Has he had like a villain role?
He was in a Spectre, the James Bond movie. He was like the bad guy in that.
He was an antagonist in the beginning of Blade Runner. I wouldn't say he was a
It wasn't like
villain,
a villain.
but
But, I think he does have good acting chops.
Mm-hmm.
He plays different characters,
Yep.
unlike the previous mentioned wrestler turned actor.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That guy, yeah.
I will admit, sometimes some of the Rock movies are good, though. Let's be honest.
They're guilty pleasure.
Name
God,
one.
I was gonna say like
And honestly,
Name one.
him with Kevin Hart carries the movie.
I was gonna say I loved Jumanji. Jumanji was hilarious to me,
Because he wasn't playing himself. He was playing a nerdy boy inside his body.
but it was funny.
And Jack
Yeah.
Black.
But
Jack
big-
Black and Kevin Hart, I think. was
But
the best
big
part of that
muscle,
movie.
a big muscle.
Every other movie, it's just The Rock in a movie.
San Andreas was good.
Sure. Anyways,
Never saw it.
Okay.
Space with Gavin does not exist. So let's get into the movie review. All right, this past week we were going to watch Palm Springs, a Hulu original that came out in 2020.
We're gonna watch it.
We did watch.
Oh, okay.
But that was in the past, which is today. Nobody's. You didn't get that one.
Yeah, sure.
You repeat the same.
The movie.
Groundhog Day, the sequel.
Okay,
Cubed.
real quick, I'll
Fourth
give you
one.
the quick synopsis. Stuck in a time loop, two wedding guests develop a budding romance while living the same day over and over again. That premise we've seen countless times. Groundhog Day, like you said. Gavin, what did you think of this movie?
I like the take on it. I thought it was really good. I mean, I haven't seen Groundhog Day, so I don't. I
neither
know
have
I know the premise of Groundhog's Day, but I don't know entirely what happens in that movie. But I had to have seen Happy Death Day, and then what was the movie? Never mind. I'm not even going to mention it, considering I couldn't get the name. But I've seen another movie that was like this, and I liked the whole romance aspect added onto it. So my initial thoughts, I liked it. Good movie.
Okay.
Not the worst movie I've ever seen.
So that's way different than I like it.
Well, I like Pacific Rim better.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jacob, I don't know if you heard, but I really crapped on Pacific Rim last week. So
Did not
he
hear.
really dookied all over it. Wasn't a fan.
Good for you.
with Palm Springs, it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Whoa.
It's actually in the White Noise book Jacob's writing in.
That's one of your. Well, hold on. So that was one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Like, I'd probably put it on top 10.
Top 10?
Yep. Go ahead and see. You said I like it. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
I would say maybe it's like a top 75.
Okay.
Maybe 100.
Give me your reasoning, though. What didn't you like about it?
The vulgar language. I don't know. I like
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's
Gavin didn't like the vulgar language in a movie.
Shut up.
I don't like. I mean, I'm okay with vulgar language.
You love
but-
Superbad.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I like it in certain extents, but like I don't. As I've gotten older in Superbad, I don't know. Maybe that was just a one case scenario. Considering any other movie, it just doesn't.
You have a potty mouth, though.
I know, which is why that's the weirdest thing ever.
You said 11 curse words on last week's episode.
I know.
11?
Yeah.
I've said one already.
And that's one where I said, hey, watch what you say.
Well,
Wow.
the first one we did live, I thought it was good, but so it averages out. But
Okay.
I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of cursing when it's like we could have taken that back a little. Like we could have gotten the same message at point. Like there was one point where what was it? It was the dude's girlfriend looking for something, and she says shit
That was the comedy of it.
like 20 times, and I'm like,
That was the whole thing, is he's trying to masturbate.
yeah. Well, we don't need to explain this, but
and then she's looking through something and she says that over and again, like shit, shit, shit. You just see his face as she's saying that, and then eventually he gives up.
yeah, I was just
That's the comedic effect of it. Dude,
Well, I
this
think
entire explanation is just be
comedy's
filled with
objective,
censors.
Ethan. But anyway, outside of that,
I enjoyed
J.K. Simmons.
exactly. I enjoyed
Plus
all
points.
the actors. Andy Samberg, I love his comedy. Just anything he's in that it's comedy, I love it.
He did do a good job. Yeah.
Kristen Milioti does great. She plays Sarah.
She was in
She plays the
She was
mom
in-
in How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. Wasn't she also in Black Mirror?
I never saw Black Mirror, but I'm sure she was.
I feel like there was a few episodes she was in Black Mirror. That's where I recognized her from, I think.
The CW Superman was in it, which I think is named Tyler
Yeah.
Hoechlin. Tyler Hoechlin. Camila Mendez was in it as Tala. But
Oh, yep, she did.
it was a really fun spin on the whole, like, repeat the same day every day. Like, they put it as a wedding setting. Andy Samberg has been there for a lot longer than you would think.
Right.
Like, to the point where he doesn't remember what he did for a living, you know? And kind of given up on life type thing, kind of knows everything. He's been there so long, he's able to predict what's going to happen based off something he does because he's done that before.
Right.
I enjoyed the message.
That, I will say, yeah. The thematic point of this movie, really good. I liked it. Especially the end of the movie where they, one more sentence, and then he just, the biggest run-on sentence I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But, which was cool. I liked ampersand, or
Yeah.
whatever. I can't say it. Ellipses. But I thought the dialogue in this movie was really well written.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Considering this wasn't, I mean, granted, it's a wacky scenario. This was, I felt like this was more of a character-driven type of movie.
Yeah.
What do you think? Wrong?
I think so.
Okay, so in that case, I think the dialogue needs to be really well written, unlike my speaking. But, so I think they did a good job in that aspect.
So you've only said you didn't like the
I didn't like that.
language.
The language. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I didn't think it was a bad movie.
And I get that. I remember I was talking to Joe saying this was a movie of the week, and I told him I don't think Gavin's gonna like it. It's not his type of movie.
Which I like romance. I like rom-coms, but
It's not a rom-com, but okay.
kind of.
I wouldn't say it's
I would say
rom-com.
this could pass as a rom-com. What else was this?
It's categories as sci-fi fantasy,
I mean, sure.
but I would say
if you're going to say a fantasy movie, there needs to be
I wouldn't call it fantasy. I do.
sci-fi you could get away with because they were doing like
Yeah.
astrophysics and stuff like that. But fantasy, I mean, there was dinosaurs in it for a little, but they were doing shrooms, I think.
Yeah.
So I didn't see too much fantastical elements to classify as a fantasy movie.
It's a science fiction romantic comedy. That's what it's described as. A sci-fi rom-com.
How about that?
But it's not your traditional rom-com. It's not your When Harry Met Sally.
Right, no. It's not. And honestly, I think, yeah, no. I want to diss it because I was going to say, oh, it doesn't measure up to that, but
Well, When Harry Met Sally is also on my top 10 list, so.
I'll give you that. It's a good
Really
one.
like rom-coms, huh?
Good one.
I like those two.
Oh, dude, and you're going to love
Where's
the next
About
movie.
Time?
You're going to love the
About
next
Time
movie.
is on like top 5. It's up there with Palm Springs. Look at my book.
There you go.
What do I forget what About Time was about?
No, because we don't tell you. That's why. We don't tell you what it's about.
You haven't seen it.
General Hux is in it with Rachel McAdams.
No, I've heard.
Because I tell you about it. We tell you about it all the time. We've talked about it on here so many times.
Probably.
Was it the Brigsby? Nope, that was Brigsby.
I'd put it confidently in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
But it's also a thing where I think we say that, but then you'll watch it and you'll get the same vibe as this movie.
Okay.
yeah.
I do think the message is better in About Time, though.
Okay. And then, so, one thing I guess I was getting a little annoyed about was when they're leaving, when they're going into the cave to blow up. The whole thing, I'm like, where's Roy? We're going to get Roy into this too, right? Mm-hmm. And, he comes in the back. He comes back. And apparently they left a message for him so he could do it. Again, my first thing was, how the hell is this man going to get C4?
He can get C4.
I mean, that's what my dad said. He's like, he could get it. Like, he's stuck in this loop. It's not like he has to.
Yeah.
Well, because he's like, you can go buy that. And I'm like, you could buy C4? I was like, I didn't know that was something you could just buy. But
Anyways, I really like Palm Springs, one of my favorite movies of all time.
it is certainly a movie of all time.
Yeah. It is 1,000 times better than Pacific Rim.
You married into it.
Shut up.
You married into it.
You're so annoying with that. All right.
He did a great job.
What's
That was a
next week's
perfect
movie?
Performance.
And you don't like that movie. You think that movie
No, I liked him in it. He was like the one saving grace of that. No. You know how we were talking about earlier where we said, do you hate somebody? And it's like, okay, well, I mildly hate you. And like 10 minutes later, I'm like, okay. Now that I've had time to like rewatch the movie and like look back on it, it was a good movie. Amazing. Oh my God. I don't know about that, but
Which movie?
No Country for Old Men.
Okay.
God, Anton, he's me. He's just like me for real. But anyway, next movie, Ethan should be delighted. It's going to be another rom-com. We're going to be watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You okay there?
What's it on?
It is on HBO Max, last time I checked, which was a year ago. So, I don't know.
It's on HBO Max.
You buried into it.
Okay. I'm going to vote you off the island, Gavin.
I love that. I can't
Be
stop
sure to watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding, available on HBO Max. And we'll review it here next week on the White Noise Podcast.
Anton versus Patrick Bateman. Who do you think wins?
I don't know. Let's get into the static.
Hate you.
Welcome to the static.
You're an ugly... No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Can't say that.
So, like I said earlier in the show, this past weekend was New Year's. Did you have a good New Year's, Gavin?
I think so. I don't remember much of it.
Good man.
Most.
Good man.
I don't remember most of it. Let me repeat that.
All right. What'd you do? Or that you can remember?
We drank a lot.
You married into it.
I remember. Yes, I did. Well, I lived in there 14 years. You buried into it. Yeah. No, we drank a lot. And then we went to Denny's at one point. It was me, Cameron, Xavier, and Cameron's little sister. She drove us while we were drunk, but I guess Cameron snuck in a bottle of Jaeger because me and Cameron were just hitting that in the car. Maybe that's not something I should admit. But so, you know what? We weren't, but I mean, we were thinking about it. Yeah. Let it be known we weren't driving. Yeah, I'm going to jail. Sorry. Anyway, so we were having... It was a great time.
That was a downhill jam from the start.
In the instance that I'm investigated, this is purely satirical. But, yeah, no, it was a good night. You know, spent it with friends. New Year's. Again, I don't remember most of it because I was drunk. Extremely drunk. I remember
Good man.
getting to my house, and then because, you know, they dropped me off, and they're, like, watching me try to get in, and I'm, like, swaying. And I, like, tried to unlock the door, and I kept dropping the keys. So then I called my grandmother, because she had actually just recently gone to bed. And so she opens the door for me. I, like, stumble into the house, grab a bowl, like, lay it down to, like, or sit it down next to where I'm laying down. I lay down, and then I notice the world is, like, spinning so fast. And then I sit up, and then I throw up. All into that bowl. Then I go to sleep, and then I wake up. And then I had to go to work right after. That was my New Year's. Very fun. It was not fun.
It sounds like a good time. Jacob, how was your New Year's Eve or weekend?
I spent it with you.
That's right. He did spend it with me. We went to our cousin's wedding.
Yep.
Our cousin's a big fat Greek wedding.
Straight up New Year's kiss.
Call back.
New Year's kiss?
No, the wedding ended at 10 p.m.
Cringe. Missed opportunity, in my opinion. But
What are you looking
okay
at?
there?
You went to the after party.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
But
Why do I feel like you weren't there?
because you ditched me.
Really?
And I was the only one that wasn't drinking. I was the driver.
Oh, yeah. I was in the garage. Me and Paul were in the garage.
Yeah, so Paul ends up going to my cousin's wedding, which I'll leave.
It's funny in itself.
I won't get into the details of it, but because he'll tell it when he's here. Essentially, Paul first met us through our cousin Patrick. Mm-hmm. Different cousin. Patrick didn't get married.
No.
But he met Patrick, then he ended up meeting Jacob through PlayStation, then me and Austin, and you know, he always made the joke like, "Oh, I'll make your way through like your guys' entire family, even like the extended family," right?
Indeed.
So the funny thing was, you know, he ended up being the bartender working the bar at my cousin's wedding in California. So my family that knows him through us and through Patrick would be like, "Is that Paul? Like, what's Paul doing here?" And that's exactly why he agreed to work the wedding, for that exact reaction.
So
And
he should have.
to him, it was worth it.
So he was the bartender at the wedding.
Yeah, and he got paid.
What?
And tips.
Yep.
Free room. He got to stay with my cousin at my cousin's house. I mean, I don't think this guy spent any money when he
I was
was
going to
there.
say, what?
I don't think
This man profited.
He did. Yeah,
I think so. Dang, he's winning.
Bartending's kind of cool.
But yeah, so that was Paul. I think That's just funny. It's a family event and Paul's there. Mm-hmm. While we were there, me and Lucy went to go buy alcohol at 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven?
At an undisclosed location.
It wasn't at 7-Eleven?
Let's say it was at a place.
7-Eleven the time or?
A location. And we put the alcohol on the counter.
Certainly
the
was
guy
a location.
scans it. As the guy scans it, Lucy and I pull out our IDs to show him. And he straight up like waves his hands and like shakes his head. He's like, no. He didn't speak English. He's like, no. And we like went to show him our IDs. He's like, no. Like he rejected looking at our IDs, which is an experience in itself. Like it's one thing to just not get carded, but like the fact that no, I don't want to see it.
No, please, no.
So I thought that was just a weird encounter in itself.
Maybe he thought you guys looked old.
No, that can't be.
That can't be.
3 minutes earlier,
Possible.
a robber came in and he was behind the counter. So he put a gun to this guy's head and he said, if you card anybody, I'm going to kill you. That's what happened.
That's probably exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
I think that might be a little bit
my
of a,
gosh.
might be a little bit of a stretch. To be honest.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep, probably.
He had Anton come in right before, and he was like, "We gotta close early." You should have went up there with, "What time do you close? What time do you close?"
He didn't speak English.
We close now. What movie is that from?
No Country for Old Men.
Good.
You just mentioned it, and you said Anton.
Good.
So,
No way.
but yeah, that was New Year's weekend. It rained the entire weekend we were in California, which is
Perfect.
unfortunate.
Oh, never mind. Not perfect.
However, the morning we were leaving, it was sunny skies, a little overcast, just a little bit.
Just a little.
Nice weather. And
for
since
the
I
rain.
was one of the drivers, I was like, we're going to go to the beach.
Beach time.
So we drove to the beach,
I was forced to go to the beach on this trip.
and Jacob had a good time.
You didn't like no beach?
I was in sweatpants and a hoodie. So yeah, I had a great time. It was really windy,
It was great.
but I mean, I was
Windy?
kept warm.
It was great. Eduardo put the picture up on the screen. Yeah.
There's the beach right there.
I went to the beach when I was in California, and we went to the dog beach. Is that what that's called?
There's a dog beach.
Dogs were allowed to go. Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, the meme picture.
Yeah. But that's New Year's Eve, you know.
Very
Just
nice.
Couple 21-year-olds on New Year's Eve, and
Drink.
Gavin unable to unlock his front door, and
Drink.
me running at the beach like a golden retriever.
Like a golden retriever?
Exactly like a golden
Looked
retriever.
like a downed airplane. I don't know about a golden retriever. Don't look at me like that.
My demeanor, Gavin,
Oh,
not
got
my
you.
actual
Yeah,
positioning.
Right. That's what I thought you meant.
But yeah, other than that, uneventful. Not much happened except the wedding.
That's just, yeah. Yeah, it happened, but
No, it was good. Had a rad time. Jacob had a rad time. I slept in between Jacob and Austin.
you did now.
Yep.
Which way were you facing?
In between our beds.
Yep.
To
Oh,
be
okay.
clear.
Say who did you
So
spoon?
Jacob and Lucy were in one bed, and next to them was Austin and his girlfriend. And then I grabbed the mattress from the sofa bed and put it in between them.
And rather than
slept
sleep
there.
on the sofa bed?
I didn't want to be alone.
Yes, rather than sleep on the
I
sofa.
didn't want to be alone in that other room.
Yes.
Right.
This is who I'm related to.
At that time, that first night we got there, I did have some things to drink, so I was in that.
Inebriated.
Exactly. So Jacob helped me move the mattress, so I don't know why he's all
I was
up.
inebriated as well.
Exactly. So it was just the next morning where we started to regret our decisions.
We
We speak in French?
You didn't regret it?
I did regret it.
Oh, okay. I didn't. So he was right about the whole we thing.
Conversation sounds a little different if you don't know the context.
Okay, here's the Jakey factuality.
Dude.
If you had to guess at the top of your head, which landmass is larger, Greenland or Australia?
Australia.
Greenland.
By how much, Gavin? By how much, Ethan?
3.
What's
by how much
unit
what?
of measurement?
Like unit?
No, just like Australia's twice as big, or
I
Greenland
I
is
would
twice
say
as big.
I would say Greenland is 33% bigger than Australia.
I would say
Okay, so
Australia's
not
probably...
too far.
I'd say Australia's 2 times the size of Greenland.
Australia is, in fact, more than 3.5 times larger than Greenland.
I was right.
Distortion on a map actually projects Greenland to be bigger than Australia, but it's not.
Oh,
reality.
so it's, my own education system that screwed me over.
But how many football fields can you fit in there?
200,000.
Is it bigger than Texas?
Million. Bajillion. Texas is bigger.
Is it?
No.
Oh, I'm about to be like, what? Texas is that much bigger than Greenland? How big is Alaska compared to that then?
Much bigger. Texas is bigger than Alaska. Texas is bigger than the United States. Let that sink in.
Texas is so big.
Do you hear the
You can
sink
fit
knocking?
a football field on there.
The sink's knocking. Can you go let it in?
No.
Well, be sure to go to Australia and Greenland next week and measure it for yourselves. Also, be sure to watch the movie of the week, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Only an hour and a half long. Available on HBO Max. We appreciate you for joining us. We hope you enjoy the video format of this show. We know we have a lot of fun recording it, and we're glad.
Yeah.
We're glad everyone's enjoying it. Be sure to leave a comment.
Oh, exquisite.
Be sure to leave a comment, and for your chance of it being read on the next episode.
Or blue.
Or blue.
Or green. Or orange. Purple.
And just for the heck of it, we're going to read 2 comments from last week. The first one is from Gilbert Morales.
I know him.
What are you looking at me for?
Love the video format, guys. I have an idea for the fade out on the exit at the end of the show. Draw a cartoon of the 3 of you and turn that off like turning off a TV. I think that would be cool. Or the call. I think that would be the call.
Exquisite.
So proud of all 3 of you. Keep it up.
Oh, he's proud of me.
Love to hear it.
He is love to hear it.
Love to
Whoever
see
that
it.
guy is, he's pretty cool. He must
Sounds
be
like a cool
kinda
guy.
And then from legendary Wave God, he said, how much do I have to pay, with a timestamp of 7:51? And since I did the timestamps, I know that's Gavan talking about popping his chest.
Well, Wave God, if you
2 songs.
if you watched the video, you would know because we said the price.
It's $10 every 2 minutes.
That was a pretty good deal.
Pop your chest again. Okay. That guy just gets it. He just gets it. But the rule is no Freebird. So sorry.
Oh,
I mean, if you want, but it's it's like what,
$7
$50?
$50.
Yeah, isn't that a 10-minute song?
Yeah, but it's like 7 minutes.
I think it's 7 minutes.
Is it 7?
Yeah.
Well, we'll do the extended.
Fact check.
Fact check. Jacob, pull that up.
Speaking of songs, the song of the week this week is
9 minutes. 9:02.
Closer to 10.
no.
We would round up. So
the song of
$50.
the song of the week this week is "Ain't It a Kick in the Head" by Dean Martin.
Woo.
Let's hear it for Mr. Dean Martin. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Just in a silly, goofy mood.
Yes.
Be sure to follow us on social media at OEF White Noise on Instagram, as well as OEF Studios and the Old Fashioned Pod. Also, be sure to follow our TikTok at OEF Studios, where Gavin and Paul do the most funkiest things. For you to see that, follow the TikTok.
They do be funky.
And with that being said, we appreciate you for joining us. Gavin appreciates you for joining us.
I do.
Jacob appreciates you for joining us. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you for sticking by us. Hope you guys have
Happy New Year.
a happy, great start to the new year. And we are looking forward to all that we have to show for you. Right now, we are going to take off, and Gavin's going to
I got to finish these Wingstop fries.
finish the Wingstop fries, and we will see you later. Gavin, go ahead and click off.